is only the beginning of the end.
Well, it seems like Vecna was not messing around when he said that. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another Stranger Things Season 5 update. So before I get any further in this video, I want to put out a huge disclaimer and say what I'm about to discuss is from the paparazzi. This does not come from Ross Duffer. This does not come from an official Stranger Things account. I wanted to put that disclaimer out there in case you wanted to completely avoid this. I was on the fence about discussing these photos or not, but they come from the paparazzi or from someone on set, and they're making the rounds on all the major Stranger Things Twitter accounts and on social media. I feel like I have to give my opinion on this, and so I'm gonna discuss it. I totally understand if you guys don't want to watch this video because it isn't from Ross Duffer or Stranger Things, but because I've covered so many paparazzi photos from Season 5 already, I'm going to continue doing that just on a case-by-case basis. But you've been warned. Before I dive into this, though, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below your predictions for Season 5. What do you think is happening in these photos that I'm about to talk about? Subscribe to that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. It will mean a lot. And if you guys want extra content, you can find that over on my Patreon. Your support over there truly does mean the world. But with all that being said, let's get down to business. So this morning, some pictures surfaced online from production of Stranger Things Season 5, revealing a new look at Vecna himself. Now, we have seen Jamie Campbell-Bower on set as Vecna already this season, based on some paparazzi photos of him in like human clothing. He's got a fedora on and a suit. He looks like he's disguising himself as Henry Creel, or maybe showing himself to Holly Wheeler in some sort of dream. We've also seen shots of Vecna in the behind-the-scenes teaser trailer that dropped in July, so we know what Vecna is going to look like in this season, sort of. Very quick shots of him in that behind-the-scenes teaser. But we have full HD photos from the set of Stranger Things Season 5 in a soundstage that I'm about to show you guys, but this is your final warning. If you just want to see stuff from Ross Duffer or the official Stranger Things accounts, click away, but I'm diving right into it now. Starting off, we've got this photo of Matt and Ross Duffer with Vecna. We can see the Duffers are standing next to Jamie Campbell-Bower, and the man is in all of his Vecna makeup. God bless him for going through that routine every day. I can only imagine. I don't think it's as bad as Jim Carrey's The Grinch necessarily, but he's putting in hours in that makeup chair. Patience is key. They're clearly giving him direction, so I'm thinking it's a later episode in the season that the Duffers are directing. And if you look closely at the Vecna suit, it is a bit modified from the last time we saw it in Season 4. Definitely looks like he sustained some damage, which would make sense given the state he was in at the end of Season 4 after he got his ass Molotov cocktailed by Steve, Robin, and Nancy, and almost blown to smithereens by Nancy's shotgun. But he doesn't look as healthy or full, if you will. We do see some white dots on his suit, which I imagine are for the CGI elements, like those tendrils or vines that slither around near his neck and on his arms. And the makeup itself does look a bit thinly applied, almost as if there's like a human element showing through Vecna this season. Is he potentially healing back to his human form as Henry Creel in the flesh? That would be taking the show in a direction I certainly didn't foresee, but I'd kind of be on board with it. Now, where are they in this picture? They're inside what seems to be the main military base in Downtown Hawkins. Based on previous Ross Duffer photo dumps, it's evident they're in Downtown Hawkins likely, as you can see from this photo. This was from a Ross Duffer photo dump, and it's a military base. We also have photos of Mike, Will, and Holly outside of a military base in Downtown Hawkins, and the barriers look similar in both. Behind Vecna, we got some crazy purple and blue lighting going on. Could this indicate a gate behind him? I'm not sure, but I am really curious to see how they handle the Upside Down and Hawkins dynamic in this final season. Post the end of Season 4, we're entering a new world in Stranger Things where the Upside Down is just sort of bleeding into reality. We don't know how they're going to handle it. I'm very curious to see what new rules they introduce to Stranger Things, what new lore, if you will, is introduced, because they've expanded on it every single season, and they're going even bigger, it seems, in Season 5, so new rules are going to be introduced, and they're going to just blow our minds. I sense it. In this next picture, we get pretty much the same shot as the first photo, except there's no Vecna, no Duffers. It's just two soldiers at what seems to be at the entrance of this military base, and again, heavy emphasis on the military presence in Hawkins this season. And honestly, it seems like Vecna is going to be breaking in to this military base just based on these first two photos, and so the military is going to be having to play defense. That might not work out so well for them, as we'll see in a few pictures, though. But I'm sitting here and I'm just imagining like a badass one-take scene of Vecna breaking in to this military base in Downtown Hawkins and destroying everyone. And while it's happening in a one-take fashion, Vecna's barely even moving his arms. Doesn't even have to move. He's just destroying everyone around him. I imagine just either Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein cooking with their composing. Like, I could imagine them putting together the sickest score of all time. Or we could get a remixed 80s song, but they could go almost like a horror route with it and make it very creepy. Ooh, I really am down for whatever they cook up, and I can't wait to see what music they integrate throughout all of Season 5. Not just this one scene, but what will be like the song of Season 5. Topic for another time. We'll get into that in another video, I'm sure, but I'm ready. In this next picture, we have another look at Vecna on set. It's a bit clearer and closer. There's a camera crane in frame, so that could be more evidence of the way they're going to shoot this break-in scene for Vecna. I can't wait. I'm so ready. But it definitely looks like he suffered burns based on the end of Season 4. He's almost got some charring on his skin based on these photos. And he's gonna mess some military folks up in this season. I mean, just look around. Everyone's lying down as if they're dead or injured near Vecna. I mean, frankly, it looks like he's gonna absolutely massacre the military, and I don't know how anyone's gonna stop him this season. What scares me the most is that if you look in the background of the shot, is that Hopper's car? We'll talk more about it in like 2 pictures, but that certainly looks like his blazer. This next photo is of a dummy soldier that's dead or injured. I imagine there will be a few dummies lying around in the background of shots to emulate the soldiers who died. They just don't want humans lying around, so these dummies, obviously. But this is just further evidence to me indicating a high body count in Season 5. Carnage is coming, and these photos are further indications of that. In this last photo, we have Vecna again standing over all the soldiers who are either dead or just unconscious. There are flames in frame, so I imagine that maybe some information was passed on to the military. Hey, Vecna and fire don't go well together, so throw some Molotov cocktails at him, or throw some grenades at him, or maybe use a flamethrower on him. That clearly didn't work out, but maybe that's what they were doing. Or on the other hand, perhaps Vecna just caused so much chaos and destruction that there were some explosions, and this is the residue or remnants of those flames. We do have a clearer look at that truck in the background, and it certainly looks like it belongs to the Hawkins Police Department. But the question I ask is that still Hopper's, or has it been passed on to someone else? I don't know. I'm thinking it's Hopper's truck. Could it be Chief Powell's? That wouldn't seem right. I know the actor a while ago on like an Instagram comment was like, I'm not going to be in the final season. I think he will be, but we'll see. It's a vehicle associated with the Hawkins Police Department. It's iconic for Hopper. I feel like it's still got to be his. I know that he wasn't around in Season 4 in Hawkins, that is, but you got to have Hopper with his iconic truck, right? His iconic blazer at some point this season. Come on now. But with that vehicle being parked inside the military base, that begs the question, what group of main characters could be inside the military base when Vecna attacks? Hopper certainly could be there, but is 11 there to maybe have a fight with Vecna here? What if a major character's in peril, like say Will Byers, for example? Bouncing off of a recent video I made, you should check it out, linked up above. What if Callie/8 is here with 11? There are a lot of possibilities. I do feel like this is going to be one of the epic action set pieces of the season, this big showdown at the military base. So Vecna's got to be fighting someone, and 11 is the only person he could really take one-on-one, right? The other gang would have to devise this, in-depth plot involving the hive mind probably to really pose a threat. So we'll have to see what they cook up. They're always smart. They're always quick on their feet. We'll have to see what they cook up to fight against Vecna, though. But I wouldn't be surprised if at this military base massacre, we do see the death of one of our major characters. Say it's the penultimate episode, Ep 7 of 8, right? We could see someone bite the dust in the penultimate episode of Stranger Things. It'd be brutal. It'd be sad, but someone's got to go. I always quote National Treasure at the end when Harvey Keitel's character tells Ben Gates, someone's got to go to prison, Ben. Someone's got to die. We all know that. Who's it going to be? I don't know. It might be more than one person. We said the same thing in Season 4, and Eddie obviously bit the dust, but a main character of Stranger Things will die in this final season. It's inevitable. Who's it going to be? I don't know. It could be in this fight, though. But all in all, we got some HD pics from the set of Stranger Things Season 5 of Vecna, likely indicating he will be partaking in a massacre. Not at Hawkins' lab this time, at a Hawkins military base. I wonder what the episode title will be, especially if it's Ep 7. We only know the leaked titles for Eps 1 through 6. Now, to be frank, I don't know where these photos originated from. It has to have been someone who's on set and just posted them, right? I don't know who the original person to post these were. I just saw other major Stranger Things outlets posting them on Twitter, and they've been the talk of the town on social media all day. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna cave. I'm gonna make a video about it. And I am thinking that these photos come from an episode that's later on in the season, just because of the implications associated with Vecna attacking the military base, but you never know. It could be something earlier on. Now, again, I want to put an emphasis on the fact that these are paparazzi slash someone from the crew photos. These aren't from Ross Duffer. These aren't posted on the main Stranger Things account. Someone posted them out there. I don't know who. It does have me thinking that the next Ross Duffer photo dump may just include some of the pictures from this scene. They're already out there, so he might as well, right? But genuinely, I'm so pumped to watch this scene play out, as well as the entirety of season 5. I've been talking about it ad nauseum for a long time now. I mean, since what, July of 2022, we've been theorizing. It's been over 2 years, and you know, time flies is the big takeaway for me. But with that, we are so close to Stranger Things Day. It's less than 2 months away. It's September 9th right now. November 6th is Stranger Things Day. It's the final countdown, ladies and gents. We're that close to getting the next huge announcement for Stranger Things Day. And I'll be covering it all along the way for the next few months and until we get season 5, and then after that, all the spin-offs to the end of time. I love this show. It's very near and dear to my heart, so I'll be covering it along the way. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell to be notified for all my future videos, Stranger Things and otherwise, because I do make lots of movie and TV show content outside of just Stranger Things. If you want extra content, you can find that over on my Patreon. Your support over there truly does mean the world. And again, comment down below your predictions based on all of these photos. And one final thing, Netflix's Geeked Week is next week. It culminates with a live fan event in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'll be there. I live in Atlanta, so I'm going to be going. If any of you guys are going, I'd love to see you and say hello. Things are looking up right now, so I'm excited for what's to come. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the Upside Down.